I'm Phil.
I'm Scott.
And I'm Randy.
And you're watching
Word of Mouth.
He'll be all right.
Oh, Louie.
It's gonna be fine.
Oh, Louie.
Everything's gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be just fine.
Louie, what are we going to do? He'll tell her. I know he will.
No, he won't.
He's only 5.
He's almost 6.
He adores her.
But he's scared of me.
So he won't say anything, will he?
No.
But if he does, what do we do?
We deny everything. He lives in a fantasy world. She won't believe him.
But what if she does? What do we do?
It's about a young man and his family. It's set in the 60s where he's a boy. His father is a little bit of a Lothario.
It is a play about a family, and in that family there's a patriarch who is recently deceased.
Group of people who have all kinds of problems.
And it's how his 2 sons come back to bury him and essentially rehash and re-argue all of the jealousies and intimate annoyances that they've suffered during their lifetime.
It's true to life. And then the humor, like humor at the funeral, I've seen that time and time again.
The show jogs back and forth between 1960 and the present day. The 1960 portions of the show essentially are about Louie, his wife Bobby, and his mistress Bella.
At the beginning I was a little surprised. It started off with a tryst, and it caught my attention.
They kept shifting between the past and the present, and you had to be on your toes to see who was coming and who was going, which part of the cast was staged in which time frame. So it was a little, in the beginning, it was a little difficult to keep it all together. It's
telling 2 stories as a time period where you're in one time period, then you're maybe a next generation. It goes back and forth, back and forth.
That device, to me, going back and forth, was probably one of the more interesting things about the play. The other thing I really liked was watching the characters from the 1960s. I just enjoyed watching those actors more than I enjoyed watching the actors from the present day. Their lives were more interesting, their emotions were more interesting. I really, really liked the character of Bobby, who plays Louie's wife. She knows Louie is messing around, and she loves him anyway, and she's willing to do anything to keep him. And it's sort of how she winds up really pushing this mistress out of their lives in a way that I won't mention because that would be giving too much away.
Mark Lynn Baker, I knew him from Perfect Strangers.
I knew Mark Lynn Baker from Perfect Strangers, who wouldn't remember him as the straight guy on that show. But I also remembered Patricia Kellenber, who played Elizabeth from the TV show Sisters that I used to watch when I was younger with my mom.
So I enjoyed it very much. There were some comic moments in there. There were some dramatic, very dramatic moments.
It's a lot more successful as a comedy than as a drama. You know, the dramatic moments aren't pulled off nearly as well as the more lighthearted, jovial moments in the show.
It was humorous, very, very good. I came out feeling good, and laughing and smiling. It was good.
This is a play I would recommend to my mom. My mom would love it. She's in her 60s, she's Jewish, she will completely get the humor. Would I recommend it to one of my contemporaries? Probably not. They would be looking for something that would be a little bit edgier.
Are you?
She'd suspect if I didn't.
Bastard!
If we hadn't lost the baby, all this would have been different.
So you would have walked out on 2 children?
No.
Then how would it have been different?
I don't know. I'll make it be all right. I'll make it better, I promise.